Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another Twister Cup stream. We are entering the Twister finals. This is day 2. We are going to be viewing the lower bracket battles today, and after that we will have the grand finals tomorrow. So that's definitely going to be worth watching. Like I said, lower bracket finals today for the Asia server, that is. If you are watching this and you are on the Asia server, make sure you watch through the portal, because if you watch through the portal you get free stuff. Basically you get a crate every half hour. I believe that there's 4 crates to be had in total, so I promise you that, assuming the timers work as intended on the crates, I will stream for at least 2 hours to make sure that everyone has a chance to get all 4 crates, as long as you started watching from the beginning. So with that in mind, let me take away the preview so they can see what we are currently having in Asia as a standing feast already through to the grand finals. They don't have to fight today, only tomorrow. And TNM is going to fight in the second round today versus the winner of low versus E7. So that's definitely going to be fun to watch. Like I said, this is the second day of the final stage, and it is all about getting to those grand finals. And if you win the grand finals, then you get to go to Minsk in November to go for the offline battles and maybe take home a whole lot of cash. But before then, we still have some fighting to do, and I'm eager to show you the battles that we're going to get today. We are starting off with a best of 7 followed by a best of 9. I really hope for tiebreakers for more than one reason, because as a streamer you like tiebreakers because it makes things more exciting. It also means you get more battles, and if you get more battles you have to show less replays in between, really. So I'm hoping for some epic matches. I've no doubt we will get some of those, and we just have to be patient. Room invite will be up in about 4 minutes time, thereabouts, and before then I still have to activate YouTube and all of that. I upped the game sounds a little bit too, because people have been asking for that, even though with the free camera you hear the game sounds a lot less. But I do feel that we can at least try it. If it is too loud, make sure to tell me, and then I will turn them down a little bit again. The music should stay as soft as it is right now. I'm mainly using it for background noise and for the dead moments in between my words. Because as much as I am a woman, and as much as we know that women generally like to talk a lot, at some point I run out of words or out of breath, and I have to think of what to say or take a breath. So we are activating the YouTube stream now. I'm actually talking about myself in a plural there, so that's actually kind of worrisome, but yeah. Like I said, watch through the portal if you want free things, and yeah, for the rest of it, I just hope you're gonna enjoy the games. And also know, by the way, that if you watch the stream and you get all the crazy stuff and things, they will only be given to your account after the stream has ended, and it can take anything up from 15 minutes to about a few hours. So please be patient. Feel free to message me if you haven't gotten anything 6 hours after the stream, but until then, please try and be patient about it. We are now officially live on YouTube. I'm waiting for the stream to start officially so that I can pause it, because I do keep an eye on the chat. Be aware though that there is a 5-minute delay on the stream, so anything you say in chat I can respond to, but if and when I do, it means that it is 5 minutes later than when you've actually said it. Even though I respond like right away when I can, that is basically the whole issue with the 5 minutes delay. But it is to avoid people being able to see each other's lineup, so it's only just to keep things fair. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's have a look. In about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, we will have a room invite. So let's look at my Vigors MKF for now. And I do like those little blue lines, but if you put a camel on this tank, those disappear. And that's actually a shame, because I quite like them. So far I've absolutely adored the whole European line. If you're looking for a fun line to go down, I can definitely advise you to, because the tanks are just a heck of a lot of fun. And so far the only ones I've liked a little less are the Tier 6 and the Tier 7. But other than that, it's the line of love, really. So for today, we are, like I said, we're starting off with a best of 7 between low and E7. We will go to Black Goldfield, Castilla, Rockfield, and potential tiebreaker on Canal. And after that, a best of 9 with Tn and M versus the winner of low versus e7. That is basically what is up now for today, plan-wise, in the program, so to speak. And like I said, we just have to wait for a room invite to be up now. Mainly at this stage, I love this whole Twister thing. It has been a very amazing tournament so far, with on the Asia server Feast definitely dominating. I haven't really seen much of them yet, but that will definitely change tomorrow. And I wish them all the best of luck. All the teams that are entering, that are fighting for this. ICT, of course, having been disqualified, meant that E7 was actually through to the finals. And as you can see, I'm actually in E7 on the Asia server. That has mainly to do with the fact that Rolling Swarm joined one of Feast's clan to sort of be with the team. And then E7 told me, oh, then you have to join us, because I was following them. And I was just like, okay. So I am now in E7 for the Asia server. I don't actually play on the Asia server because my ping is absolutely dreadful here. But I do have quite some fun hanging out with the Asia people. Especially Feast and E7. Some of us go way back now. So that's actually really good fun. And with 4 minutes left to go, we have low already completely there. E7 steadily arriving. And we are starting on Black Goldville. So let's pull up that map and see how that will go. You have 3 bases and nice. I also just learned that the timers are actually running, so I'm very happy to hear that, because that has not always been the case with the timers. So that is good. That means that I can stream for 2 hours and then call it a day, but I will definitely stream for 2 hours. So yeah, Black Goldville, 3 bases. Base A considered the map base, base B in the middle, and base C considered a heavy base. Overall, we generally see a lot more action around base A, because generally the positioning around there is a lot better, and for me, it definitely works better as well, because once you go there, you can either troll or you can cap, and you can move on from there more easily than from base C, because base C is more flat in surface, it does have more cover, but you're a lot more likely to get shot driving around than you would be at base A, because of all the different height differences and the little hills and all the rocks and everything. So for me, A is generally the way to go, but this is a team game, it is a team tournament, and they can basically go anywhere with any lineup, because they're a team and they can build on each other. So let's take away the map, and I'm always just, after leaving it on once last week, I just keep checking OBS to make sure that it's not there. We have 2.5 minutes left to go. Low has completely readied up. E7 is completely present and is now changing their tanks. We see a T95 E6. I'm loving that. That's one of my favorite tanks ever. It's mainly the E5 before they ruined it. And I mean ruin it because they removed the cupola and thus destroyed the unique gameplay, the game style that the E5 required. But we have Low that has readied up in 2 IS4s, an Object 140, a 113, a Batchat, a 215B and a Foch. And they're going to go up against a 215B, a VK, a Batchat, 2 Foches, another Batchat and a 140. So that's relative mobile lineup aside from the VK. Very curious to see what they will do with that. VK is basically a powerhouse. It is sort of a mouse but not. And I'm curious to see where they will send it. I would expect it to be around base B somewhere, trying to hold that and maybe cap it. T95 E6 has been taken out of the lineup again, but yes, I don't think it will work really well in tournaments, and one of the Batchats is now a 215B. T95 E6, because of that cupola, it is a bit of liability. In randoms, it makes, that is basically its strength, because you can troll people a lot into trying to shoot that and bouncing it when you wiggle your head or just looking around and everything. But that is in tournaments it's slightly different, because A, people aim more, and B, they know what they're doing, so they're a lot more likely to abuse any weakness that you have. E7 unreadying a little bit. Now almost ready up again. We see Death Star, the T95 E6. I have no idea what these guys are doing. I'm hoping they do though, because we see the T95 E6 again and the Death Star, so that's tricky. They have 35 seconds left to decide for definite what they're going to drive. The fact that they're not quite steady in what they choose is not really hopeful though, guys. But we see 2 215Bs, 2 Forces, an AMAX 30B and 2 140s now, with 20 seconds left to go. Low also unreadying and readying up again. I'm not sure if they thought E7 was trolling with unreadying as they were. But we now enter the countdown clock, ready to go into this first match of this best of 7. And let's see what they do. Here we go. E7, all pros, versus a Vuvuzela, not even a Lucky Clover, and some pros on low side. There's my Vigus. I like this. Look at all the blue camos. Aww. I've been talking this Twister about the team unity not really being there. I've noticed that a lot of teams use different camos and different avatars and all of that. And I actually like that aside from Elsa, E7 seems to be all blue now. We have Mulan going quite aggressively, spotting everyone, and then hiding behind the pipes there to not get murdered. Rapunzel, now finally with the name change, capping the base. I love that we have so many Disney princes. Mulan taking some hit now. Is not really a secure place to be. And I'm stuck against the pillar there. You can't see that, but yeah. And we now see that Low has captured 2 bases. They will have the advantage here. They can't really do much about the banana fish. Aside from bouncing, you saw that shot go into the air there. And Low is content to hold. They don't really need to do much else. We have Skyway. It's probably not what he means, but that is what you get when you use numbers as your name. Going into the corner. Mulan still spotted, getting shot at, but he misses. And Mulan has to be careful because there's not really anyone aiming for him. But he doesn't know that. And right now we are at a bit of a stalemate. We have Ariel looking towards base C, expecting people there. We have... where did they go? Right beneath me. Come on, there they are. The 215B and the 140 heading back together. And we have the Forces waiting at the back. Rapunzel is going to take a risky move. Going in, Olaf going with him. And if they manage to do this, Ariel moving in as well. Ariel losing HP for it, but they have stolen the base. We are at 700 points. They kind of had to. Mulan losing quite a bit of HP there. The Batchat having been spotted. Oh, big Force hit into Skyva there. But Ariel is losing quite a lot of HP as well. The 140s pushing forwards. But they have to be careful. They have to 2 bases now, but Low has quite a bit more points and a bit more HP. Rapunzel potentially in trouble. Super heading down, but deciding against it. The Force is moving towards the back. Elsa taking some damage. Rapunzel in being called out in the open now. And we see E7 losing a lot of HP. They will have to be very careful to make this work. But HP is dropping all around. Rapunzel still alive, but barely. Only 5 HP left. He gets another shot in, but there he goes. And now base C is being capped. And if the rest survives, they have a potential. But them capping the base like that might not work as intended. Base A is being stolen. Base B is being stolen. And there goes Elsa. There goes Sky FK. There goes Ariel. People are dropping left and right. And there goes the banana fish. We are at 880 points. They will have to take out the low targets. There goes Mulan, there goes LSSN. We have Olaf standing in the middle. He kind of has to in order to keep them from getting more points, but he's losing way too much HP. And him dying is probably going to cost them the game. There goes Nightmare. We are 960 points. And ooh, that was a massive hit. There he goes. 950 points. Cinderella reloading. Batchet and FV left. Merida reloading his clip. 975. They will have to make it work. They have to... Oh, that is it. And E7 takes the match. My god, what a game. That shot missing Cinderella. Cinderella surviving. Won them the game. What a cheeky way to take it home. Wow. That was wicked. Like I said, these are the kind of games that you hope for as a streamer, because it's like, it starts off one way, and I thought for sure that E7 would get smashed that battle, mainly because they were losing so much HP, and they took it home. Oh my god. Now we have low steadily readying up. E7 almost completely ready now. For the second match of this best of 7, the second match on Black Goldville. Sky AFK seems to be AFK. And E7 has now completely readied up with a Batchet, the Chinese TD, IS4, two 215Bs, a 140 and another IS4. So that is quite a different lineup. And with little less than 1 minute to go, Sky AFK has some time left to get ready. But this is not really the way you want to go. And he is in the team. He is the team captain if he doesn't get online in time. And that can be very tricky. Ariel now completely ready up again. The Chinese TD, I should just call it the FT really. Cheesy bugger arriving with his spaghetti. Sky AFK is back with 24 seconds left to spare. We saw rolling just now. And we have low completely ready up with 2 140s, an IS4, a 113, a Batchet, a 215B and a Foch. And one of the 140s has now been chased to an IS4 with 7 seconds left to spare. So let's see what happens in this second match, if we get a similar epic ending one way or another. Because that would definitely be something worth watching. So let's see. I love the banter. This is one reason that I follow them, because they don't take it too seriously. We have the 140 and the Batchet heading more towards the middle, possibly going to meet Ariel, who's holding behind one of the pillars. And E7 focusing on pretty much base C actually. Ooh, there's a big giant rock formation there that I can't get across of. Elsa holding in the middle. We see a tiny bit of damage going into Merida. Ariel holding behind the rock, but there's no one there. Base C is being capped with a lot of people. And now we see Ariel going in. Rapunzel taking quite a big hit, trying to decap C. But it is no use. With 3 tanks they cap too quickly. And E7 is holding and capturing base A, but Low will have a slight point advantage. And Elsa can't exactly take the base. He can try. But especially now, it will be trickier. Because there will be more guns, potentially, to overlook it. Skywar has been spotted. We have the FT moving in. Relatively forwards there. Mulan taking a bit of damage. And the FT has been spotted, so now he has to be careful. He was better off a little bit more back. Some crossfire heading into Ariel, getting some shots in. And now with that we have Skywalker heading towards him. And Ariel takes some hits. That will be tricky. He has now reloaded his clip. But you basically want to preserve your HP at this stage. Super taking a hit. Oh, both teams losing quite some HP. We have Elsa moving in. Going to take base B. Base A is being stolen. And they will have to make it work. There goes Mulan. Merida moving in. wanting to get first banana. He takes a hit though. And he is getting crossfired. First banana might be gone soon. If they make sure the shot bends. But it doesn't. And that is very costly. There goes Rapunzel. And banana. But overall, there's a Fosh. Oof, there goes Merida. Tanks are dropping left and right. Can E7 pull something similar out of the hat as they did last match? There goes LSSN, but it is 3 versus 5. And one of them is all the way on the other side. Elsa now alone versus 3. It would be an epic Kolobanov situation if not for the fact that he has no chance to survive this. There he goes. And there goes the bad chat as well. Skywalker taking it home. And a second match is for Low. Very quick ending again. Quite liking that, to be honest. Makes for epic action. Slow build up. And then suddenly stuff happens. In the meantime, I'm seeing that people in the chat are seeing the ending of the first match, and that was just epic. So now we are moving to Castilla, one of my least favorite maps also for tournaments, because I feel it is a stalemate map. And this is what it looks like. You have base A, which is the mat base B in the middle with a lot of lines of fire from any potential campers, and we have base C that is also pretty open and inviting for campers to take shots into it. So overall we see a lot of action around base A and around the citadel near there. And that kind of leads to stalemate because we know where the campers are. And any enemy can basically guess where the campers of the enemy team are. So that is basically why people tend to be very careful and get very still gameplay. So I'll take away the map so that it won't be blocking your screen. We have E7 completely readied up with two 215Bs, a VK, a 268 even, a Batchat and an IS-4. So no Foshes. That is interesting to see. I'm very curious to see what will happen with this. And Lona also completely readied up with... Oh, not. They are still changing tanks. Ooh, T-22 medium arrives at the scene. And we have an IS-4, two 215Bs, a 113, a T-22 medium, the Batchat and the 268. And IS-4 might be changing. It's now become an Object 140. They have 20 seconds left. They don't seem too... sure about their lineups with the way that you keep changing tanks. But it will be interesting to see what they do with this. I hope we don't get still gameplay, but so far the gameplay has been very interesting, so I'm hopeful. And here we go into the third match of this best of 7. The score is 1-1, anything can still happen. Low now almost all pro aside from the Vuvuzela. This is... I like this when it's just taken for fun more than anything. And we see E7 sending a Batchat towards A. But splitting up a little bit, heading both C and A. Whereas Low is all sticking together, and that could be very much troublesome for Rapunzel and Cinderella over there. Especially if they make a push. VK has been spotted. And already HP is being lost. Cinderella being focused. And Low is pushing in. And the question is more, can E7 react in time? They are holding a little bit. They are not making that push as aggressively as they should to make it work. Rapunzel protecting Cinderella. And I'm trying to keep you all in the loop. The VK needs help, but at the same time Rapunzel is... Oof! There is some nice crossfire, but Cinderella is in definite trouble. But there goes first Banana Fish. Ariel also losing quite a bit of HP in the middle. Mulan going to take base B, if he gets away with it. Skywalker almost gone. Rapunzel, oh, there goes Skywalker. There goes Cinderella finally. But he held out a lot longer than I thought he would. Mulan in the Batchat getting shot. Rapunzel getting a nice crossfire in still. A T-22 that can't really move. Super bit stuck. I'm going to take you on over to show you another angle. And now E7 has two bases. Nightmare wants to take action but can't. And we see the guys on the hill getting shots and getting shot at. Nightmare losing more HP. Rapunzel now peeking up and over, wanting to get rid of that T22. Question is, will he be able to? Yes, he will. And now it is 6 versus 4. And E7 has 2 bases, Low has none. All they need to do is hold. They can just afford to be careful. Let Low make the move. Let Low make the mistakes. And now we have a very cheeky Mulan that is going to get shots in LSSN just because he can. He doesn't need to do this. He is though. And oof, that did not pen. But we got a ram kill. And it is 6 versus 3. We have Rapunzel moving in. Quite aggressively. Bouncing. But Low is basically... Olaf can't aim. That is what you get. It's a warm map. You're probably melting, hun. And even if Rapunzel were to die, this is definitely E7's game. Just look at this. Elsa moving in, ignoring the 268, ready to take the hit for that. There goes Super, and now it's only the 268 that is left. The Batchat behind. FV in front. The Batchat is now reloading. But we are at 1k points. And he dies. Ariel kills him off. And E7 takes home the match. Wow, what a game. Again, guys, honestly. Matches like these. I love them. And seriously, I'm very happy that it's definitely not a still-made game this on Castilla. So people just need to go to the seaside more often. For sure. But that was very interesting. Low actually getting trapped on the position that they were in. Unable to help their team. Unable to advance. Unable to pull back. And E7 just bringing it. Bringing the fire. Oh, just got a donation. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. And we have E7 ready for the second match on Castilla with 2 140s, the FT, 2 215Bs, a Foch and an IS4, and they are ready to go up against 1 140, a Batchat, 2 IS4s, an STB and 2 268. So that is a pretty different lineup as well. No FVs at all. In the position that they were in, the FV is not the strongest. And I think that is why they're being changed out now. But I kind of wonder if they're going to go the other direction with this. Low unreadying a little bit. Exchanging tanks. Lineup stays the same. Elsa unreadying. Merida as well. But they still have half a minute left. By the way, I always say like the names and then call them he. Because they're all guys. They are guys with the guts to call themselves after Disney princesses. And I love it. It's also kind of that makes me like them so much. Because like I said, they don't take it all that seriously. And that is a breath of fresh air. Because a lot of the times at this stage, teams take it so seriously. And I fully understand that there's a lot on the line. Money, prize-wise, fame, you name it, it's there. And the pressure is there. But I like that despite the pressure, despite the high level, they can have fun with it. Oh, in randoms, I don't mind Castilla as much. It's the tournaments where it just so often leads to still-made gaming. So just, yeah. This is exactly what I mean. So, yes. We have the 140s heading towards the middle. Going up and over. Ariel, no camo. Or at least, no Clan Wars camo. Olaf already near the middle and E7 holding near base C. Probably expecting Low to be there. Just like Skywalker is probably... It's not Skywalker, but I'm just gonna keep calling you that, really. Skywaller is probably the one that you're going for. The 215Bs moving in. The Batchat spotting them as they cross over. Batchat now pulling back. We heard a big gun go off there, but it did no damage. And the 140s are waiting. The STB shooting camping positions blindly when no one has been spotted there. Cinderella going to take a different position. Rapunzel in a bit of a tricky position there. Not really the one that you want to have. Immediately getting shot for it, but he does spot the camper, who is then forced to relocate. The 140 is moving in as the STB takes base A. But they're not focusing on taking a base. They are moving in to get shots in, but they both lose quite a bit of HP there. E7 pushing quite aggressively, but not in a way that is actually effective for them. It is not working. They are losing way too much HP for this. Ariel getting crossfired. Batchat versus the Foch. There goes Rapunzel. Oof, Merida taking massive damage. Olaf almost gone. Ariel not that far behind. I'm not sure what inspired this push. We have a Batchat that is almost gone. Trying to circle a Foch, and he might be able to get away with that. Merida almost gone. Ariel is in the water. Potential drowning capabilities there. Nightmare moving in. Taking out Merida. And now E7 has lost 2 tanks, almost 3. And they can't really do much about this. Ariel pulling back. There goes Elsa. There goes Mulan. There goes Olaf. And now there's only 2 tanks left. One of them not really healthy. And the other one in the water getting crossfired. And with the reload, Ariel will be... Ooh, he would be gone. But we see a ram. And Skywalker might still take a massive hit. But he takes out Ariel before he does. And the hit happens. But it's only Cinderella. And Cinderella is not making this out alive. And it is a 7-0 victory for Low. Very nicely played by Low. Very reckless push by E7. And Low holding very nicely. So now it is 2-2. And like I said, it is a best of 7. The first one to reach 4 victories is going through to the next stage, which is the lower bracket finals. And then potentially tomorrow the grand finals. So we have E7 steadily readying up. We are moving on to Rockfield. Let me pull up that map real quick for you. Rockfield looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A considered the heavy base. Base C considered the map base. Base B in the middle and very open. There are lines of fire into every base. But base A has the whatchamacallit, the bunker that offers some protection really. And it's all about the poisonry here. Also, this is where people get punished for peeking up in places where they shouldn't, or spotting too aggressively and all of that. I like the map, but we have seen it quite a lot this tournament, so let's see what we're gonna see now. So I'll take that away so that it's not blocking your screen, just making sure that it is really not there. And we have E7 ready up in 3 140s, 2 E50Ms, a Foch and an IS-7, versus 2 IS-4s, a Batchat, a T-22 medium, Leo, a 215B, and a Foch. So both lineups pretty interesting. E7's lineup kind of looks like they're going to be making an aggressive push for a rush somewhere probably. But we don't know that for sure because appearances can be deceiving. And we've learned that with this tournament, where teams took a lot of tanks of the same type and then did not do what people would expect them to do with that lineup. And it worked for them. So let's see the 5th match of this best of 7. Let's see what they do. Ariel again, the old one out. You're such a rebel. And here we go. All the mats heading towards base C, all of Low heading the other way. Olaf moving towards the middle. The IS-7 heading more towards base B, there-ish. The Foch moving with Elsa. Merida immediately moving in, getting that early cap. Mulan beyond base B, overlooking it. And e7 now has a point advantage, however slight it might be. Base A being kept, Mulan waiting. He could have potentially kept the base, and we see that there is fire happening. Mulan now moving in, trying to cap that base. The Batchat moving to the back, wanting to spot any campers, actually taking camper position from e7 spawn position. Skywalker taking a bit of damage there. And even though Mulan takes a hit, he has capped the base. Batchat being spotted and almost instantly half murdered. So he pulls back towards the team. Good call. He does hold there though, because he needs to spot who is behind. Merida losing some HP there. Batchat holding in safety. Now using a bush. Blind fire happening into where he was before. Cinderella moving into position to potentially murder someone on the other side. They have to 2 bases. As long as e7 is careful, they can take this home. Mulan driving across. Unspotted. Super taking a bit of damage there. Ariel taking damage. And mainly e7 needs to hold. They have the bases. They don't need to take the chance. They need to let low make the mistakes. They need to play carefully. Overall damage being done, but nothing too fancy. No one is at risk of saving their lives with the next shot, basically dying in the next shot. e7 spread out quite nicely. Big hit into the Foch. Mulan actually in a very, very important position. Oof. Foch and Cheesy both losing some HP. There goes Jatik, JTFK. And they are stealing base B, but e7 is already at 950 points. If one of them dies, well, at least if one of low dies, e7 has this match. And Nightmare is almost gone. The Leo is almost gone. Low is rushing in, but they're not going to make it in time. e7 has hit 1k points. There goes Skywalker. And the battle is ended. And it is for e7. Low waiting too long. e7 holding as they should. Actually not quite. They were still quite aggressive for a holding clan. But taking it home all the same. Doing, well, roughly... No, not double, but near it, the damage that the other team has done. And now the pressure is on Low. Low has to win the next 2 matches in order to go through to the lower bracket finals. e7 just has to win 1 more to do that. So let's hope that they hold it and see what happens. We have e7 ready with 2 215Bs, 2 IS4s, 2 Foches and a Batchat. Versus 2 IS4s, a Batchat, a T22 medium, an STB, a 215B and a Foch. With just over 1 minute left to go in a potential crucial match for this best of 7. Pressure on Low to win. They have to if they want to have a chance to go through. e7 in a bit more relaxed position. And with 42 seconds left to go, all we have to do is be a little bit patient to see what happens. This is basically the thing now. Everyone is ready up, except the game is just not ready yet. So let's see what they do. 18 seconds left to go. And I'm really curious. I like this map. It does allow for holding. You saw the crossfire happening just from one side of the map to the other. I quite like that. It makes for interesting matches because it's more about who aims, who peeks out too much and all of that. And here we go. Let's see what happens. Ariel now also blue. Cinderella is hungry. And let's see. Olaf heading more towards the back. Followed by Cheesy Bugger. But the rest of E7 going towards the middle. Heading towards base A. No one is going into base C. And I think that means that they will soon know where the enemy teams are. They're going to be spotting each other most likely. But they need to be careful. Ariel has been spotted now, Mulan as well. Batchat is moving back. Olaf could potentially move in now to cap a base. Shots have been fired, no damage has been done yet. And now we have Banana Fish that is going for a cap. Elsa taking the other side to avoid anyone getting any points there. And we saw Olaf on the other side. But he might be greeted by a Batchat. He is attempting to cap. He is shooting Rainians. And Skywalker is moving in to help. So it might be tricky, but we have a Force there arriving as well. Let's see actually what happens there. But Force is looking at the other side. Olaf does take it home. He does have the base. Ariel's lost quite a bit of HP. We see, ooh, big hit into Banana Fish there. Merida taking some damage. And we see Olaf reloading now. Cinderella waiting for a target. Base A has now been capped, but E7 has a point advantage of about 1 tank. They just need to protect base C. And it looks like Iranians is moving in to potentially steal it. Lots of stalemate positioning around the other side. Iranians moving to spot anyone who is there. He gets spotted though. And Olaf is hiding safely. But he shoots. And he does not get spotted for it. Meanwhile, Banana Fish is a bit stuck. He can't really move from there. And now we have a stalemate game where people are waiting on each other to make the move. But it will be up to Low to make a move here. Cinderella having taken a position where he can overlook most of the map. Make a move if he has to. Base B completely unattended. But people will be able to get shots in that if they need to. We are 500 points in. And we see Elsa making a move, not sure why. Elsa moving in to steal base A. If they get away with it, the pressure will definitely be on Low to make a move. Elsa actually, not sure why he did that. He does take a big hit into the T-22 though. And now we have Banana moving in again to avoid the base being capped. Shots happening. Ariel taking some damage. And we have Low on the other side. Making a move. Skywalker heading towards base C. Mulan and Ariel changing position. Mulan taking a shot as he does so. Base C being taken now by 2 tanks. Olaf able to decap it. Mulan taking a big hit. But Olaf is now getting out of there, not wanting to face off against 2 guys. We have Cinderella moving in. E7 making a push. Oof, Cheesy Bugger losing a ton of HP there. They need to kill Alf. First Banana. There he goes. They need to make the push. The Mets are on the other side. They can get away with this if they focus fire right. There goes Elsa. And Super takes a big hit. The T-22 is almost gone. There he goes. And now we have the Mets moving in. We see that Super is low on HP. Cinderella is almost gone. There goes Super. The Mets arrive, facing a fully charged Merida, who takes a derp shot into the tracks of the Batchat. Merida losing a lot of HP for it. But Low has lost 3 tanks. E7 has lost 2, but the Foch, there he goes. It is 4 versus 4 HP wise. It is relatively close. It can still go every which way, but the element is adamantly stuck between people. And now he's almost gone. There goes the Batchat with a giant shot from the E3. And Low has the point advantage. They have to make this work somehow. The E3 is pushing up. They need to be careful. Cheesy Bugger almost gone. He needs to angle right. The E3 missing, and that is a very vital shot to miss. Base A has been stolen. They need to get base B. They need to take the tanks out. Aerial moving in to get that E3. Mulan taking out Nightmare. And now we have a STB that is being hunted down by Aerial. Base B not being taken. And we have an E3 facing off against the Cheesy Bugger that could work against them. Aerial moving in. Base B being kept. Skywalker is gone. Only the E3 is left. He is going into base A. And he's not really... He does not really have a chance, especially now that he's fired, he is taken out, and E7 is through to the next round. What a way to do it, guys. Wow. Very well done. It was a very close call there. Again, Low taking those bases almost meant the end for E7. But E7 pushing back, managing to make it work. Very well done. Nice games. Lovely games. And that means that we now have E7 versus TNM in about half an hour. So I will be showing you some replays in between, but let's just have a look to see what we are getting. Like I said, E7 versus TNM next. And that is going to be a best of 9 on Fortis Pair, Port Bay, Middleburg, Oasis Palms, and potentially May and Ruse for a tiebreaker. Yesterday things were so close between Feast and TNM, but Feast took it home there. And now TNM has to fight for their spot in the grand finals, and E7 has to do the same. So let's find you some replays to show you. I don't check the chat, by the way. Well, on YouTube I do, but not on in the game. So I'm loving this, really. I really am. So let's see why I have. I actually have a match from an Asia player, and not just any Asia player, from one of my mods. So I'm going to show you that first. And here we go. In the 87. 87, one of the primary reasons that I have not got the 1A3. The line, I don't like it at all. Really not a fan of it. So he's looking behind him and then decides to go towards base A. And let's see what happens. Again, this tank, it's just ugh. Most of the 183 line is just ugh for me. I don't like it. I think it's slow. I don't think it works. And this is actually quite nice, getting a little bit of a push. Making him go a little bit faster. And the T-37 now committing to it. This is something that I'm generally against. Because TDs are slow for a reason. And though it's lovely if they get to the right spot at the right time. The thing is that by doing it, he's holding himself back. And he's not allowing himself to perform in the role that he should. So he's just basically just moving in. His team is facing off. Losing quite a bit of HP there. T25AT almost gone already. And we see the little cupola. And that is not aimed enough. He could have shot the cupola if he had been patient. But now he's losing some HP. He is... Ooh, that is a juicy Nashorn that is now gone. And he mainly has to be careful of the Su that is Giving him... Oh, he's not even looking at him. He seems AFK. This is, by the way, why I would not use a automatic fire extinguisher, but would go for adrenaline. Because in situations like this, you can deal that much more damage just by using that adrenaline. You see him shooting, wanting to shoot the gun already. Waiting for that to shoot automatically, instantly, that he can. KV3 bouncing. 18, not so much. There we go. He's in a pretty nice position. Dealing the damage, being quite forwards in the TD. I'm always a fan of that. At this stage, I would wiggle, but he takes him out. That is good. Now there's only 2 guys left. One of them is a juicy AMX guy. That is now making it easier by looking away. And there we go. And now only 1 camper remains. That is steadily being destroyed. We are nearly 3k damage in. He has 4 kills. And... no, he's not going to get the 5th one. Unless Tisu picks up again, but he does not, and he dies. And it is a very forward game. I like when a TD is played like this. Cheeky little ace. Lots of credits, actually. That's yeah, that works. Seasonal. Seasonals are good for that. Just over 1k damage. Supremacy points based on kills. Lovely little forwards game. That is how you, in my opinion, how you should drive TDs. Not like full front, because you saw that he was right there, but he was not primary target, and that is the trick to playing a TD forwards. So let's see what else I have for you. In the meantime, people are responding to what's happening in battle. I love that. Because this is like, while I'm having sort of the cooldown period, I see you guys react, and that makes it a lot of fun for me. Let's see, what else have I got for you? I will be showing you some replays that you've probably already seen. Also, later on in later streams today. Because there is a limit to the amount of replays that I have. Let's see, we have about 20 minutes worth of replays left. What do I have to show you? I have so many Standard B games, I know I haven't shown them all. But the thing is that Standard B is so amazing. I was playing it yesterday, got over 1100 basic speed, it wasn't even a 3rd class anymore. That kind of goes to show. I might have showed this one actually. Oh well. Like I said, I have a lot of Standard B replays. No, actually I definitely have shown this one. I'm not sure if it was on the Asia stream though, so you'll have to bear with it. And bear with me. So let's see where he goes with this. I love just this tank. It is so amazing. I love the whole auto reloading system, and this tank goes to show exactly why it can work so beautifully. Because you can just decide whether or not you want to pump 1 shell into someone, or just do damage real quick. He spots no one there. He isn't spotted there either. Tiger 2 crossing over. Spot where he is in is a lovely, lovely spot. You can do a lot from here. But you have to be careful not to get spotted yourself, because then you generally get murdered. So he takes a peek to the other side as well. But now we know that there are 3 tanks on the other side. Nice little shot into the Moisten there. Moisten tries to hide. It's a bit too big to hide. And the last one goes in the Super Pershing. So now he can just reload his clip in peace, or try to get some shots in after all. And that is the tricky part, because you have to decide whether or not you're going to be a little bit patient, or whether or not you're just going to shoot. Because I think that if he hadn't shot him, he would have been hesitant and would have still been there. We have a third now watching. Taking that 1 shot. Nice cheeky shot there. We're 2.4k damage in. And it works quite well. He's basically, he's not camping. He's like right in the middle there, but It is a little bit of a still game. Meanwhile, there's an ambulance coming by. Or a police car, not sure. Tiger 2 angling quite well, but the way that he looks around makes him a bit of a liability. Standard B crossing over to the other side. But yeah, he's not camping per se. Because he's mainly here because he wanted to spot. Tiger 2 taking a hit there. And now he has been spotted, so now he has to be careful. Because as lovely as this tank is, it is also very juicy. And that means... Ooh, nice little fire. Because it is juicy, it can really not take that many hits. Tiger 2 almost gone. And there he goes. But now he has to reload all of his shells again. And he has to be careful with that, because at this stage I would reload all of them to make sure that I could clip people. We have the Indian Panzer there, the KPF, a bit of a liability here. So he's the one that they go after first. And he gets destroyed. And our Standard B is at this stage, he was still full HP. So now he's pulling back on over. The Tiger 2 is not going to survive this. There he goes. And he has 3 teammates left. This is a stage where I'm glad that he switched to Premo, because you should never be shy to use Premo if it helps you pen someone more easily, because if it means that you don't have to aim as long as you would otherwise, and even if you do a little bit less damage, it is definitely worth losing the bit of credits, because you have to win at some point, don't you? Moiskin taking a blind shot and paying for it. Super Pershing, potential 2-shot, as long as both shots pen. And that could always be the tricky part. First one is in, we are near 5k damage in. And that is a tracking shot. And you don't want that to happen at this stage. So now there's only 1 enemy left. Versus 3. Potential color banner for him. But he pulls back and our Standard B is moving in. E50 being toxic. He's not inactive, he's actually driving around, so yeah. And I wonder if he's going to get a shot in. He is, he takes the kill, 5 kills, 5k, lovely game. $1,422 basic XP, that is the way to do it for sure. So let's see, like I said, I don't check messages while I'm streaming, because you never know what kind of message you get. It can be very serious or very toxic. So I always avoid looking at the chat. And like I said, I don't play on the Asia server. So let's see, what else have we got? I have a nice little game in a very unappreciated tank. So I'm going to show you that. Oh, thank you. That is really sweet of you, Snape. T55A, one of the tanks that when it came out, I was hoping that I wouldn't like it because it was expensive. And then I drove it and I was like, ah, I want it. And I actually had a clanmate that gave it to me as a present. So I'm still really grateful for that. Because it's very much like the T54, but slightly different. And it works, and I love it. So let's see. Fufu going into... He's actually Fusilier, but I always call him Fufu. I have called him Fufu for seriously since I've known him. So he'll always be Fufu for me. So now he spots people heading towards. He takes a blind shot into a camping position, but it costs him some health. IS-8 complaining about his internet. Nice little bounce there. It is very much like a T-54. That shot did pen though. But he gets another one back. Oof, and the T57, he is now in a very tricky position. Losing way too much HP. And way too quickly. Nice bounce there though. And he kind of should use that to get the heck out of where he is. To avoid getting absolutely murdered. And that is exactly what he does. And he gets away with it too. Now we have an E50 arriving. Boy, his team is already responding to that. IS-8 having no clue that there are other people in the world. The Waffle now a one-shot. And Fufu again in a tricky position, but he is the only one that has kept the base. And that is a good thing. Yege over there, so you don't really want to cross over. Yege just fired though, and that is actually what is making Fufu oof, he bounces the biggest one. But now he is a one-shot, so he has to be careful. The E50 has been taken out. Yege moving in, and Fufu is like, yeah, nope. Let's not be here. Yege pushing in. T-50 Heavy showing a very juicy butt, which does not quite some damage. We have a Waffle not looking his way, which is a very good thing. If only he had the gun depression to do it. And he is using this very well. Taking that kill as well. 2.7k damage into it. His team seems to be winning. A Yege that is steadily looking in his direction, and Fufu is like, yeah, nope. And the Yege is moving. But still looking at Fufu. Wanting to side scrape. And Fufu can't really do anything about this. Now the Yege making a move. Actually letting Fufu potentially get behind him. Yes, he does. He just keeps on driving. Allowing Fufu free damage to the rear. As long as he stays behind him, he's perfectly fine. It's that staying behind him that could be tricky though. We are 3k damage in. And he's just steadily destroying the Yege. Yege not really knowing what he needs to do. But there go the last two players. 3.6k damage. And a lot of supremacy points is my guess. Lovely little ace. 1390 base XP. Lovely game by the 268 also is with exactly 1k XP. 412, a little bit of assisted damage. Nice game. I like that he showed some patience, and in this case the Yege deciding to not really try is definitely helpful. 13 shots, 12 in. So let's see, what else have I got for you. We still have about 20 minutes left before the next match actually begins, so that's about 15 minutes of replays left for you. Let's see. I know I haven't shown you this one on Asia, at least. So I'm going to show you this. Mainly because a lot of people drive this tank very differently, and I'm not a fan of that. I really love TDs being driven forwards. It just works so much better, in my opinion. TDs aren't meant to stay back, they aren't meant to camp. They're meant to play as support tanks, and support tanks does not mean sit at the back and shoot from a large distance. Support tanks means, in my opinion, be with your team, just don't be primary target, don't be front line, be second line, or make sure that your team is taking the brunt and you get the hits in. The E4 moving up and over. Or 1A3 waiting for a shot on the other side, but no one has been spotted there. So he decides to go in instead. Yege taking camping position. And with the E4 holding there, he is turning, decides to go somewhere else. T62A moving towards base B, wanting to cap that. And And he might be able to get away with it. E100 crossing over. Base B now having been kept. And there goes the Proto. Proto also a really amazing tank. This. Oof! 1236 damage in one shot. Well done. And now he's just reloading. The thing though is that this tank reloads so slowly. Gun takes the hit. And now he's looking for another target. But does not really have it. And we have an IS-8 arriving. Ooh, showing very juicy part. 1257 damage. This is 2 shots and we are 2.5k damage in and the IS-8 just got absolutely obliterated. Also bouncing the Yege. I need to sneeze, but it's not happening. So now he is reloading again, almost reloaded. He could have moved forward a little bit. But in this stage, his Yege friend is in trouble. 2 tanks heading his way. And he is not looking as healthy as our 183. So our 183 turns around. Massively shoots the E100. And the Yege finishes him off. But now the E4 is potentially murdering the Yege. And our 183 is still reloading. The E4 takes him out. But he can't take out the 183 here. And now we have a 140 that is arriving. And he does get hit in. But he is reloading. And 140 is pretty juicy for a 183. And he can easily take a hit. If the 140 had rushed him and tried to get behind him, it could have been very different. But he did not. And he can HE the lower half and 1280 damage further. He's unlikely to reload in time to take out either of the last 2 remaining targets though. There goes this E62A. Yege almost gone. And he moves in. And he doesn't shoot yet. And the map takes a massive hit of 1200 damage destroyed by fire. And our 183 actually finishes them all. 5.9k damage, 3 kills. Relatively few shots. And this is how I prefer to drive the 183. This is not my battle, but this guy gets it, in my opinion. 120 supremacy points based on kills. 6 shots, nearly 6k damage. That's nearly 1k per shot. Well done. And that includes a very low kill steal from the Yege. So yeah. Let's actually have a look, because you can actually see the efficiency here. 1236, 1257, 1002, 983, 1280, and 147. So yeah, we have 7 minutes left before the room invite shall be up, so I'll show you one more quick game. Let's see what I want to show you. I've shown you the funniest game in the E100 I've ever seen, I should say. Let's see. Let's show you another standard B game. Again, I might have shown you these already, but yeah, you'll just have to survive it. The one of the most epic players I know, a very relaxed player. He's one of those you can't ever imagine him raging. Driving the standard B with fan camo that they got last year. Absolutely amazing camo, love it. And he's going more towards the middle. And let's see what he does. Again, standard B, auto reloader. I love the auto reloading system, it just works so well. He's being quite forwards, but doesn't get spotted for it. We have the VK crossing over, together with the 268. And he gets a nice hit into the VK there. Does not get spotted for it. Reloads the last shell, goes back. We have an E3 looking in his direction. He switches to... Ooh, he actually starts shooting the E75. Which is a good call because he seems pretty clueless. And the third shot goes in as well. And that is really the thing. With the E3 there, he doesn't really want to peek out again by the looks of it. But you can get that damage in, and then you can just wait to reload. You can go to a place where you can actually get the shots in. Force now taking some damage. Nice big hit there, and now he's stuck reloading again. But it does work so well. And as he drives, his shots are steadily getting reloaded, so yeah. T-54 arriving, taking a shot. High roll, and his teammate takes them out. And now he has a Foch on one side. Foch that is looking for him. That takes a shot, but he then falls down. And we have an AMX over there, so he takes the last shot into him. And then just uses the bunker. AMX gets taken out. So does the Batchat. So does the Foch. And we are 3.8k damage into it. The E3 is wanting to give him the evil eye, and Mo is just like, yeah, nope. But he actually does go towards the E3. E3 just fired though. That means that he's vulnerable for an X amount of seconds. And he has a full clip. So he tries to track him. We are 4k damage into it. He does track him. And now he just has to be careful. He has to get the shots in. And he might be in a little bit of trouble here. Because potentially E3 could shoot him. But because he's moving like that, wanting to get a better shot in, it's actually working against the E3 in this case. Especially since he keeps doing that. And now the E3 is only a one shot for our standard B. And now he's making it especially easy for our standard B to get him out. And there we go, 5.6k damage in, only one tank left. Question is, where did he go? And as he drives around searching, this is actually exactly what I meant. With the shots, just start reloading. And you can just make it work. 5.9k damage. That is epic in any tier 10 tank, and it's not even a tier 10. E75 taking out Johnny Boy. And Mo, not shy, taking him out. Doing a total of 6.3k damage with 3 kills. In this lovely, lovely tank with the lovely, lovely camo. This is why I love this tank so much. I've shown it off quite a lot on stream these last couple of weeks. And it's just, I love it. I love it so much. And I hope they never change it. They are very likely to, because it's in a way it is too strong. It has no armor, but it has the reload. It has little armor, I should say. And it has the reload that is just amazing. Everything about the tank is amazing. The thing is that it is also very balanced amazing. Not balanced as in that it's like a completely balanced tank, because obviously it's too strong. But the thing is, the risk here is that it gets over nerfed and then they destroy the tank altogether. So it kind of needs tiny adjustments, like very little, not much, because otherwise you ruin the tank altogether. It can deal with being a little less strong, but not with a lot less. So let's see. The room invite should be up in about 2 minutes, so let's just wait for that. And in the meantime, we just have to be patient. You can look at my pretty tank in my garage. We are streaming for 1 hour and 16 minutes now. So that means that I have at least 45 minutes left to go before I end the stream. Because I want you all to get the max amount of crates that you can get. So I will be patient, but that does probably mean showing off some more replays after this, because a best of 9, if we get a tiebreaker, then yes, we definitely break that border of whatchamacallit of 2 hours. But sometimes better go very quickly. But yes, like as I said before, as in I hope for tiebreakers when I'm streaming. And no, I think he means this is Asia server and not NA or not EU. Those will follow later today. But for now, I'm streaming Asia. And after today, we will know who is in the grand finals tomorrow. And like I said, we just have to wait now for a room invite to pop up. And then we see TNM versus E7. And we start off on Fort Despair, then we have Port Bay, Middleburg, Oasis Palms, and potentially Mayan Ruins. And as said, I do hope for tiebreakers. And there we have it, the room invite is here. And we are starting on Fort Despair, so let me call it up for you. Where are you? Here you are. Fort Despair, 3 bases. The map, of course, famous for the grill push in the lower right corner by raid. We have base A, which is completely in the open. Base B, that is a little more secluded. Base C, that is pretty secluded, but there are lines of fire into everything. Overall, we quite see some super heavies on this map, filled with some speed and DPM. And that has a lot to do with the map being quite small. You can run around it quite easily. And super heavies or super TDs, and with that I mean the Jaeger and the E3, can hold pretty well side scraping and just protecting base B. So that is something that we tend to see quite a bit on this map. And it will be fun to see what they do with it, because this is not one of my favorite maps. It is in the low tiers, because in low tiers it is very easy to troll people into thinking that you're actually going to cap the base when you're not, and then drawing them out. But in the high tiers, I feel that this map is quite small, and that is one of the reasons I'm not that big a fan of it. So let's take away the preview so that it won't be blocking your screen, but we still have 3.5 minutes left to go, which is plenty of time. E7 not completely there yet. TNM Sally coming in, but they do have a full team present. Rolling Swarm on the other side as spectator as well. Definitely subscribe to his channel, he does amazing tournament work. His channel is all about the tournaments. So just shameless plug for him. Subscribe to him as well. He will actually be streaming the finals tomorrow. Well, I'll also be streaming the finals tomorrow, but he will have the great stream. Just so you know. So then you'll be more or less forced to watching, and I hope that leads to a sub for him. So we are just waiting a little bit. Less than 3 minutes now. E7 completely there, completely ready up. And in the meantime, I'm going to use this time to make a shameless plug for myself. I actually have a big giveaway running right now. So after this whole crate stream has ended, be sure to check out my channel. Be sure to subscribe, comment on the video, like the video. And then you might win some prizes. I'm giving away 51 tanks and 3 weeks of Prem. And of those 51 tanks, 50 of them come with 500 gold and a week of Prem. So just so you know, it is worth entering at least. And we have TNNM. For me, the problem with this is that name is very similar to TMNT, which of course stands for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which nerdy me likes. So I keep trying to remember what the right order is of this name, but they're not making it easy. But they are completely readied up in a 2 and a 5B, 2 mice, a Fosh, 2 IS4s, and a grill. And I wonder if we're going to see a grill push, because thing is though, now that has been tried, and it did work, but it has been tried, and that makes it a difficult move to execute again, because if E7 has any inkling of where the grill is, they should be able to take into account where the grill can shoot. And we have E7 that has readied up with an E3, 2 IS4s, and 3 113s and a 140. So that is quite a bit of DPM. That could potentially call for a push. In the meantime, I see Joe Jimbo ask if he can't log into Wargaming site to get the chest, because thing is, this is Asia, so all the crates are for Asia accounts. There are different accounts for every server. So no, that won't work for you. 45 seconds now, waiting before we go into the first match of this best of 9. And after this matchup, we will know who is going to face Feast in the grand finals tomorrow. 30 seconds left. I always wonder what is going on voice with these guys when you are at this stage and you're all readied up and you're just waiting. And let's see, 15 seconds left to go. We are almost ready. Or at least the game is almost ready, I should say. And here we go. Lots of sorty thingies on T&M side. It has a name. I can't remember what you got it for. I'll look after the matchup actually. Arrow using the same thing, but the rest of E7 is pro. Mulan wanting people to take the same camo again. And we have T&N heading towards the middle. The grill staying in the corner, not going to that little place behind the tower there. And we have E7 pushing more towards the middle. Relatively aggressively with the two IS4s. Olaf has been spotted, but the 113s have not. Olaf immediately taking damage. The Force now reloading. IS4 positioned around the middle. And the grill waiting at the back. Ready to get shots in. And I wonder if you're going to see one of those shots now. Trying to get you both to see grill at the back not taking the shots. He might not be able to, but Cinderella is pushing a bit forward. And that might let him. There you go. And now they also know where the grill is. And that is the tricky part of using a position like that. Once it's known, it's known. Base C is being kept. E7 has lost quite a bit of HP. Solo taking a bit of hit. Elsa being out in the open and very, very forwards. Not sure what he's doing there. Ariel taking a hit. We see hits happening on the other side. Oof, Grill immediately punishing Mulan. Elsa in trouble. Cinderella moving in. And there goes Uta. Grill still alive, but getting in the crossfire. And a 113 know where the grill is. Now the grill has been spotted. Grill is moving. But we see a 113 and Elsa facing off against Mon and Blood and Wine. Taking a hit into the grill. Ooh, Olaf just lost a ton of damage there. Ton of HP. The Force definitely focusing on him. Elsa going up. That bounced though into Cinderella, but that one did not bounce. E7 now capturing base B. But overall HP wise, T&M has the advantage despite missing a tank. The grill making a move. And Elsa has to be careful. They both have to be careful. Not to lose too much HP, but there he goes. Cinderella is gone and now both teams have lost a tank. Base C is being stolen. And Olaf does not want to be there. Not when that Force is arriving. Ooh, ow, Olaf barely alive. And we have Elsa protected by the E3. But overall this is a very tricky thing for E7 to take home. Because they are not in advantageous positions. We have Mulan arriving. There goes Olaf, the mouse finishing him off. Mulan getting shot a lot. But they do take out Mon for it. And now they have to be very careful. Ariel losing a ton of HP. Merida moving in. While he takes a hit. They are exchanging fire. But overall they are losing a lot of HP. Cheesy Bugger losing HP as well. Both teams have lost well, okay. But Ariel is almost gone. He's not going to survive another reload. Force actually misses him. But Ariel is still taken out. HP wise, T&M definitely has an advantage here. And Cheesy Bugger is not going to lose another reload. He needs to make sure that the shot hits. He does do that. But there he goes. And now it's just 2 versus 4. And they are facing off against the mouse. And that can be very, very tricky. Because the mouse is not a powered armor house. An armored powerhouse for nothing. And he bounces quite a bit. The Fosh arriving now at the back. They should have known that this would happen. The Fosh taking aim, taking out Elsa. Leaving Merida. And Abyss is still alive. Merida is all alone. He's not going to survive another reload. And there he goes. And the first match is for TNM. But it was relatively close. And let's see what the next match brings. The next match, the second match on is best of 9. The second match on Fort Despair. And I'm just very, very quickly going to see how that stupid avatar is called. I can never take that. Where is it? Victorious. That's the one. So let's focus back on the game. With TNM using lots of victorious avatars. And they are readied up with a 215B, 2 mice, a Fosh, 2 IS4s and a 268. They left the grill behind, the grill not pulling its weight like that. And they are up against a Yege, a T22, 2 215Bs and 3 IS4s. 113s are being removed in favor of the IS4s. Though in this case with the grill being gone and probably not going to be in that position again, they could have gotten away with those 113s, and the 113s do have that lovely DPM. So let's see, 35 seconds. And then we get to see the next match. The second match. There's no real pressure yet. Because they still need, any team needs 4 victories and E7 needs 5 victories in order to go through to the grand finals. So that is plenty of time. And here we go, countdown clock has started. And let's go. With my lovely Vigorous MKF. Let's see, TNM, if I remember right, is a Japanese clan. Japanese team. And here we go. And we see TNM focusing a bit on the middle, but also on the seaside. Whereas Cheesy Bugger is going towards A. With the Yege and the 215Bs heading towards base C. And they're going to be meeting potentially some opposition there. Elsa holding. Waiting to see who is there. The mouse taking a hit as he crosses over. The 215B is doing quite some nice work. Another hit into Enjoy Solo. And Elsa is still holding. No one is moving into a base just yet. IS4s have been spotted on the other side. One heading towards the middle, the other horse heading towards the edge. Milan is pulling back, Cheesy Bugger is following suit. And Elsa is moving in. If he had moved in from the other side, he would have actually been safer than where he is now. But base C is being capped now. The mouse is reloaded. Blood and Wine. He actually takes a tiny bit of damage. But he wastes a shot with that. Base B is being capped. The Yege Ariel taking a big hit there. And base C is decapped again. They need to take that base, because now TNM has the point advantage. Nice. I like seeing the traces because you can actually see where people are shooting at. And whether or not it bounces as well. Elsa spotted again. Ooh, and now he takes a full hit. But they need that base. They need to not let TNM get too much of an advantage. And now Mulan and Olaf are all moving in. With Elsa not actually capping the base. They are making a move. They are pushing in. Ariel losing a ton of HP there. And they need to take out the Force. They need to take out the Mouse. They are focusing on Blood and Wine. Mulan taking a massive hit here. And it's Blood and Wine that is the preferred target. He gets taken out. But oh my god, look at the HP that it cost him to do this. Cinderella getting alongside Abyss. Merida moving up to shoot Abyss as well. But ooh, he gets taken out for it. And look at the HP difference. It's not that big, but the Force is almost reloaded. 268 is arriving. 268 is going to take out Cinderella. But ooh, Abyss is taken out first. And there goes Cinderella. And now there are some low HP targets. But overall, E7 is low on guns. And now they taken out that gun. Elsa is almost gone. There goes Elsa. Mulan almost gone as well. They need to take out the Mouse. Now Ariel and Cheesy Bugger are arriving. And Mulan is not going to survive another reload. We have Cheesy Bugger arriving behind the 268. There goes Mulan. But now Chariot is gone. And now it's only Mon Mon. And the match is for E7. They have double the HP. Triple the guns. It could have gone either way for a while. But in this case, E7 is taking it home. Yege taking a massive hit into Mon Mon. And Cheesy Bugger and Ariel arriving basically saved the day. Ariel looking up at the sky as Mon Mon drives by. But gets killed for it. What a game that was. Again, could have gone either way. The push did not seem to go as intended. But we see that Blood and Wine actually didn't get any damage. Neither did Utanide. Utanide? I have no idea. Uta. Let's go with that. So now we are moving on to Port Bay. Port Bay looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A in the harbor, base B in the middle of the square, base C in the hilly area of the map. I much prefer the positioning around base B, but with team games it can be easier to go for base A and dominate base B from there as well. Overall, it's not my favorite map, but it is quite a nice map, and with team games it can lead to some interesting choices of tanks and some interesting techniques. So I'm curious to see what they will do with it. So I'll take away the map so that it's not on your screen, just checking to make sure that it really isn't. And we see that Low still needs an extra, TNM still needs an extra player, but E7 is ready with 3, 2 and 5 Bs, an IS-4, a 268, an STB and a Mouse. TNM not quite decided who is going in. And there we go, they are ready with 2 IS-4s, 1 215B, a Foch, a Grill and a T22 medium, with still half a minute left to go. Then we see the third match. Again, no pressure just yet. It is the team that gets to 5 victories first that is actually going to go to the grand final. So that is plenty of time and plenty of matches left. Countdown clock has begun. I like what Snape just said. He said the matching camos on E7 are awesome. Pity it doesn't happen more often. That is exactly what I've been talking about clan unity. Because even though it doesn't really mean anything in a way, it's sort of like a unit, and I quite like that. TNN using all kinds of different camos. Fun camos though. No legendaries except for the Chaser. Oh, actually the Troublemaker as well. Well, here we go. Let's see what happens in this third match. TMM focusing on the C side of things by the looks of it. With Abyss at the back. Ready to load some shots into base C if need be. Mulan on his own. overlooking base C, but the rest of E7 taking positions around base A more, with the mouse overlooking base B. Going into his side-scraping position to decap it if he has to. Neither base is particularly keen on trying to get a base, but then all bases are covered. The grill is up on the hill, wanting to get some shots in. And Cheesy Bugger is holding at the back. People are spotted, but no shots. Well, shots probably have been fired, but no damage has been done. And let's see, that is a big hit into Merida from the grill. On the cheeky little spot on the hill. And this is what he can actually see a lot. We are actually standing on his head right now. And Merida will not have been happy with losing that much HP. Blind shot going into where he was. And again, no bases have been capped. 1.5 minutes have passed. Mulan has been spotted. And he is very careful, not eager to make a move. Potentially expecting the Force or the grill behind there. As there actually is one. And now we are at a bit of a stalemate. Not much is happening. No team is making an actual move. Everyone is just holding. But we see that E7 is rotating. And let's see where they go. They might make a push on the C side. Blind shot by... Oof. Cheesy Bugger losing a little bit of HP, having been spotted there. Two and 5 Bs slowly arriving. They mainly need to be careful of the Foch behind there. And they're actually crossing the river. Or wanting to get behind them. But there's no one else there. They don't know where half the team is. Neither does TNMN. Seriously, too much sounding letters. Similar sounding. And now all 3 2 and 5 Bs are there. They're making a push. They need to be careful of the Foch or any TD that they expect to be there. Shots fired, no other damage haven't been done yet. And now we see E7 is pushing in. The mouse not... Ooh, taking a massive hit though. And now the FVs are moving in. Olaf losing a ton of HP. IS4 being the preferred target. STB is moving in. They need to be careful with the Foch. They need to shoot the same target. They need to let Olaf die. They can't really do anything for him. Foch taking a nice shot into Mulan. 2 and 5 Bs moving in. Mulan taking another shot. There goes Olaf. There goes the I7. There goes Cheesy Bugger as well. And HP wise, it can go every which way. They need to be careful of the Foch that is now moving behind. Wanted to get shots into Elsa the Grill. Almost gone. As long as he gets that shot in. But he's taking a lot of risk trying to get that. And now, ooh, it is actually Ariel that takes him out. But there goes Elsa as well. It is 4 versus 3. And TNM just kept the base. Zaku is almost gone. We have the 268 that is moving in. That is getting shot from behind. He needs help. They need to take out Solo. They need to take these tanks out. Cinderella is in trouble. There goes Merida. And the Foch is reloading. The Foch is going to get a big hit in. It's actually the 2 and 5 B that takes him out. And now Ariel is alone versus 3. And potentially he could do it, but he needs to take out these tanks. And he needs to focus on the tanks that are actually shooting him. And he has been tracked. He can't fix himself. Ariel is not going to make this. This is not the Kolobanov situation that you hope for. And with that reload, he's going to be gone. And there he goes. And the game is for TNM. Lovely game by TNM, using that push to focus on the ones that are sort of on their own and murdering them instantly. And now the score is 2-1 for TNM. And in a minute and a half, we are going to go into the fourth match of this best of 9. In the meantime, if you heard the honking cars, they do that at times. I live near a very busy road. And it's sort of like a party. I don't remember what culture it is, but basically someone gets married and you drive from one point to the other, just honking your car just instantly and all the time. So we have just over a minute left to go before we go into the fourth match, the second match on Port Bay. No pressure yet. Again, the team that reaches 5 victories first is the one that goes through. So no win is near that yet. And we have E7 ready with 140, a 215B, 2 113s, 2 IS4s and a Foch. Versus, not completely readied up yet, but 2 IS4s, a 268, a T22 medium, 2 215Bs and an STB. The super heavies have been left behind on both sides, no more mice. And in half a minute we get to see if this works for either or both teams. I would have loved at some point to see a tie, a draw on in a tournament. I'm not sure if that even happens because it's mainly like who reaches 1k point first, and if you get to the 0 timer, it's the one that has the most points or the most HP, I believe. But here we go. We are moving into the match. For those that are speaking other languages in the chat, I have no idea what you're saying, so I can't respond to that. And let's see. Lovely little rainbow over there. Fourth match. No pressure yet. But we are slowly heading towards that number 5. And let's see what happens. TNM moving towards base B by the looks of it, overlooking places at least. The STB heading towards base C, all of E7 heading towards base A and B. The 113s might be moving in for a cheeky cap, but they're going to be meeting a T22 and a 268 at the back there, so that is not something that you want to risk. Cinderella and Merida both being spotted. Base A is being capped. Abyss might get a big shot in there. Oh, but the T22 just got a massive hit as well. And they will likely still cap the base. Base B got decapped with a little bit of HE. Elsa spotted. And he does take a bit of a bigger hit there. But, ooh, 268 just took a massive hit as well. Very aggressive gameplay by E7, but they might just get away with it. Olaf holding, keeping people spotted, keeping people in their place. And base B has been capped, and now E7 has the advantage, both in HP and in points and in bases. And we have Uta that is peeking up and over, shooting Merida, then pulling back. But overall, E7 is positioned relatively well. And like I said, they have the advantage of about 2k, and especially the 2 bases, the points tally going up is definitely a good thing. STB has moved back, there's no one left to shoot them from behind now. Olaf taking a little bit of damage, mainly there to keep people spotted. And E7 is rotating. STB has been spotted going over, and we see the IS4, Elsa and Cheesy Bugger together. Keeping people spotted. Making people... Oh, big hit into the IS4 there. And we see that the 268 is steadily heading up. But now turning back towards the team. TN and M basically stuck together. Aside from Chariot. Chariot the old one out. Chariot the one that might now be rushed. Taking a massive hit. Almost, Merida also taking damage. But on the next reload we will likely see the end of Chariot. As long as he aims very carefully. No, he survives with 25 HP. And now 7710 is moving in to help. But there goes Chariot. And there goes Cheesy Bugger as well. But 7710 is moving in, is gone as well. Elsa now alone. We are 955 points. Even if Elsa is gone, as long as E7 survives, they will have this. But they need to survive. They need to be careful. We are 960 points. We have Solo that is almost gone. If Solo goes, then E7 has it. And there he goes. We hit 1k points and the match is for E7. Yeah, aggressive gameplay took it home in the beginning. The IS-4 capping base B being allowed to do that. Well, actually, they didn't really allow it. They kept shooting at him, but at the point he wasn't spotted anymore. And they missed. What a game that was. And now the score is 2-2. So we are going to the 5th match on a new map. We are moving on to Middelburg. Middelburg looks like this. You have 2 bases in town, 1 in the hills. Positioning around in the hills is generally a lot better, but you need to dominate 2 bases for supremacy, and that makes it a little bit of a risk to go into the hills. So generally people leave 1 or 2 tanks behind in town and then go to the hills after all. So with that in mind, we have just over a minute left to go. I'm going to take away the map so that it's not blocking your view. Keep checking that it actually is gone, because I'm very scared of leaving that on the screen again. And we have TNM completely readied up for Middelburg with 2 IS-4s, 2 215Bs, 2 T-22 mediums and an SCB. And they're going to go up against 3 215Bs, an IS-4, a Leo, a 140. And that is it. And it's very... We don't see Leo that much. It does have the laser accuracy that the German tanks are generally famous for. But it also lacks a lot of armor. In a brawl with a T-22, I would not trust the Leo to survive for long. Especially also because it's very rammable. But it could potentially work. We have seen Leo do some carries in the tournament, so who knows? We have 20 seconds left to go before we go into the 5th match of this best of 9. And here we go. Countdown clock is beginning. We just need to be patient for a tiny bit longer. And here we go. I'm loving these matches really, because it's every single battle, it is so close. And it could have gone either way. And that just makes it a very fun matchup, for me at least, as streamer. I can imagine that for the teams it would be quite different. But for me, I really like it. Lots of different camo. There's my lonely tier 1 tank that's going to explode soon. And here we go. Let's see, we have TNM focusing on the hills, with one of the T-22s heading downtown. And we have E7 doing the same thing with Mulan capping base B. And that might give them the idea that E7 is located downtown. The Leo moving around, not wanting to get shot. But he has spotted. And we see the T-22 moving to cap base A, but now E7 will have a point advantage. Cinderella moving too much and taking a hit for it. And he wants to spot, he does spot some people. But not nearly all. And he just has to be very careful with spotting. Mulan taking a little bit of damage as he goes over towards the hill. And basically now both teams have a base. But E7 has about 1 tank of point advantage. HP it is very, very close. 7710 taking hit. But Merida, in a position that I really love in randoms, it is a tricky position to work in tournaments. Enjoy Solo moving in. Both shoot, both don't do damage. And we see that at this point TNM is making a move. They're moving into base C. And we see immediately reaction with shots. But no damage being done, and they might get away with it. If they do, it will be very difficult. And we have one IS-4 hiding behind the other. And that is going to give them the base. Because they dual capped. And because those 2 and 5 Bs actually kept Merida from shooting them. And now Team M has an advantage. But we see the Leo in the 140 going to base A to cap it together. And they might be able to steal with it. But with 2 tanks there. And with Cinderella taking a big hit there. They might get the base, but it might cost them quite much. Especially since we see the T-22s and the STB responding. Steadily murdering Cinderella. And they get the heck out of there. But Cinderella is very low on HP. And they're actually getting in each other's way. That is generally not a good thing. Olaf now also losing a lot of HP. And we see Cinderella surviving. But Olaf might pay the price for that. Base C now also being capped. We have E7 pushing in on the hills. Not trying to cap the base. Olaf is gone. They need to take out these tanks and they need to take them out fast. Elsa taking damage as he crosses over. We have Zatku that is relatively low on HP. He needs to be taken out. He is taken out. Meanwhile, Cinderella is now gone. As I said, they need to work out on taking these tanks out fast before the mediums arrive, because Mulan is low on HP and he will be the next preferred target. He is almost gone. He is going down the hill to make it happen, but there he goes, and E7 has lost 3 tanks, whereas TNM has not lost nearly enough. It is now 3 versus 5. It is 3 versus 4. And they are 915 points, 25. If they survive, if they manage to take out one more tank, Cheesy Bugger has to stay alive. If they want to do this, we are at 975 points. They need to survive, but there he goes, and now it's only Cheesy Bugger. If Cheesy Bugger survives long enough, using Solo as a cover, he might be able to take this home. He's pulling back into the hill. It's gone. E7 has the match. Oh my god. Seriously, this. I can't believe they got that. They shouldn't have. But them actually, Tien and M going downhill and Cheesy Bugger pulling back up the hill is what won them the game. Well done. Oh my god. This is Kolobenov. He got a Kolobenov, in fact. Don't think you actually get medals here, but oof. What a game that was, guys. So just so you know, my name is not Amanda, thanks. But yes, I do say oof and when I receive hits, and I say ouch when I receive hits, as if I feel it myself when I play. It is kind of ridiculous, but it just happens. So we are getting ready for the second match on Middelburg. We have E7 that has completely ready up in 8263. 3215Bs at FV4202. Don't see that one often. An IS4 and a mouse. And we see TNM ready up with 3 IS4s, 2215Bs, a T22 medium and a Batchet. And I'm mainly laughing because someone genuinely thought I was named Amanda, thinking that I use a different name for tankers and that I'm actually Amanda. But no, I'm not. My real name is Joe Joe for short. And it is a French name. I'm not French, I'm actually Dutch. But yeah, it's not Amanda. So let's see, we are 20 seconds away from the 6th match of this best of 9. And here we go, we entered the countdown clock. I'm just going to make sure once again that there is no map on the screen for you guys. I am rated up, and with 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. 6th match in this best of 9. After this, the pressure could potentially be on TNM, but only if E7 takes this match home. And they have been such close games, oh my god. So let's see what happens. Interesting lineups on both sides. With the mouse, I would not expect him to go into the hills. And we see Cinderella moving towards the city as well. Whereas T&M is moving into the hills. We might be seeing a city push here. The 263 moving to take base A. And the 215Bs might be pushing to get base B. Utenade taking a hit, but surviving relatively well. And now TMM is forced to turn back. They have base C. Elsa takes a hit, driving towards base B. But this might give... Oof, they might get pincered here, so they have to be careful. But they are in a tricky position. Ariel in a very vital position. They have the base. Now they just need to survive. They need to take out the tanks. They need to avoid getting pincered. We have Cinderella. That is possibly going to face a T-22 on his own. Merida moving in. Taking his side scraping position. But not actually doing the damage yet. Cinderella and the T-22 facing off against each other. Cinderella not at an advantage there. Ariel taking a big hit into the in the middle there. Oof! Big hit into the T-22. Oh my god, Cinderella's actually... This is not something that I had expected actually. Let's see. He actually... Ooh, just too late, sorry for that. He takes it home, and that is very brutal. I'm actually going to go back into the town. And we have E7 having a relatively solid position here. We have Solo that is going to go off against Merida. Merida not actually ignoring Solo. Pushing in. The mouse moving in as well. But that is a bit of a tricky thing to do. They're actually blocking each other's shots. Merida almost gone. There he goes. There goes 7710. Base B is being capped. But we have Abyss now at very low health. Ariel almost gone. There goes Utenade. And even if they cap base B, it's probably not going to be enough with a 5 versus 3. Even though Milan is going to be taken out soon. There goes Chariot. There goes Ariel. Milan's still alive, don't ask how. Enjoy Solo is the only one left. Milan wanting to pull back, but he still gets killed for it. And Zadku is almost gone. It is 3 versus 2 with a very unhealthy looking Zadku. And he will get a shot into Cheesy Bugger. And at this stage, Elsa actually does not bring it home, but the mouse does. And now we have Solo. That is the only one left. Base B is being capped, so even if he drives into base A, it's not going to be in... Ooh, it could be enough. They just have to... He just has to cap the base and survive this match. But it's the surviving that's going to be the tricky part. Elsa is banned from HE. We have the 215B Cheesy Bugger moving in. We are 985 points. Enjoy Solo doing the best that he can. But he can't win this versus 2 tanks. He can't angle versus both of them. And there we go. 1k points. And E7 takes it home. And now the pressure is just on. The pressure is on T&M to take it home. They have to win the next 3 matches in order to go to the grand finals tomorrow. And E7 has to win just 1 more. And we are moving. Just let ready up so that I can't forget that. We are moving to Oasis Palms. Oasis Palms looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A, that is considered a heavy base. Base C, that is considered the map base. Base B in the middle. We've seen very interesting techniques happen on this map. Overall, I like the positioning around base C better because just like with the hill on Middelburg, I feel that it works more. You have more different kinds of cover. You have ridge lines and all of that. I'm very much a fan of that. But base A and B are easier to dominate together. So that is the map that we are going to. I'm taking that away so that it's not on your screen. And we see that T&M has readied up with an IS-4, 2 215Bs, a grill, a T-22 medium, an STB and another T-22 medium. And they're going to go up against a 140, a T-22 medium, the FT, 2 IS-4s, a Foch and a 113. Very different lineups. Very curious to see what will happen. As I said, the pressure is on T&M. They have to win the next 3 matches to take home the position for the grand finals, and E7 has to just win 1 more. So let's see what happens. Overall, I've definitely not been disappointed by the matches today. They have been really epic. I love it. And let's see. 12 seconds. Countdown clock is beginning. We are ready to go in. I just love seeing the reaction to what actually is happening in the chat to what has happened like a match ago. And here we go. T&M having to bring it in order to take it. And E7 having a little bit more of a relaxing position here. But they still have to bring it. They still have to win that match in order to go through to the grand finals. So let's see what happens. We have T&M heading primarily towards base C. We have E7 doing the same thing. The STB and the T22 moving together. Aerial spotting aggressively. Getting away with it but doing no damage. Overall shots being fired but no damage has been done yet. Aside from the track of the T22. And T&M rotating, positioning. Blind shots happening into a camping spot where there is actually a grill. But he has not done any damage yet. He has not been spotted yet. T&M holding strong. Mulan pulling back. Cheesy bugger as well. They kinda don't want to be here. They've not lost any HP yet. Mulan primarily keeping people spotted. Base B now being capped. And that is a very cheeky move. If they get away with it, if they also manage to grab base A, the pressure would definitely be on. But E7 is actually holding massive hit into the STB, therefore peeking out. Olaf holding the rear, Mulan holding a bit more to the front. With the main purpose of keeping people spotted. Ariel moving into base A. With enough time in between that they might think... Oh, they actually know where else is. That they might think there was the same tank. Mon pulling back. All of T&M pulling back. Mon on his own. Potentially in trouble if he stays there. We have E7 moving to get some spots. They spot people. They have to be careful not to get rushed there. And we see that now. Mulan is moving in. T&M is together. Oof. Ariel taking a big hit. Cheesy bugger and Ariel getting the heck out of there. But overall it is pretty well protected. Chariot not even capping the base. Cheesy bugger not getting shot for it. Ariel being the juicier target. Base A is being stolen. Base B is being capped. And now they need to be careful. We have Mon that has been taken out. And they are free to cap base C now. But they have to be careful. Because they lost 2 bases now and the advantage is back in T&M's court. E7 having repositioned mainly towards the desert. Crossfire happening. The FT still full health. And E7 is rotating. The Force holding at the back together with the FT. Base C is being capped. But they will need to stay to steal either A or B. And that look at this. They are well protecting that. So at some point E7 will have to make the push. They will have to make the move. 7710. Losing a bit of HP to Olaf there. Elsa carefully spotting Olaf in a bit of a pickle there. But so far he has not been shot for it. And again, now he does get shot for it. Again, E7 has the disadvantage here. They've almost lost their point advantage. They need to get the base back, even though they've taken out one tank. It is not enough. We see the Foch moving towards around the back. T and M position quite nicely. Ready for anything. Elsa taking a big hit for peeking up and over. And we have Meradan now moving in. But not getting a shot in. There you go. Zatku taking a big hit there. HP wise it is very likely, but T and M has the point advantage. They have the base advantage. And that can be a very tricky thing. Meradan now in a tricky position. Having help from Ariel. We see, Ariel taking a big hit there. And we have E7 moving in. They are focusing 7-7. Ooh, that was a big hit. 7-7 almost gone. They need to not get in each other's way. That is an expensive bounce. But they take him out. They steal base B. They need to steal base A as well. We are 980 points in. It is not going to be enough. One more tank gone. And then Cheesy Bugger now in trouble. And they are at 1k points. And T&M takes this match. People still dying, so the match is still continuing. But E7 left it too late. And gave T&M the victory here. Close call. Very close call. In the meantime, I know that all rewards have been dropped now if you have been watching from the beginning. And let's see. We are going into the 8th match of this best of 9. Anything can still happen. We have E7 almost, both teams are almost completely ready. Again, the pressure is on T&M. They have to win the next 2 matches. E7 only has to win 1 more. And E7 is taking an object from 48 Batchat, the FT, 2 IS4s, a 215B and an STB. And they're going to go up against an IS4, 2 215Bs, a 268, 2 T22 mediums and potentially an STB. STB of course having that amazing gun depression and the amazing view range. And they can bring it on. And with just under a minute left to go, we are ready. Everyone is ready except for the game itself. Like I said, pressure is on T&M to take it home. But also on E7 to bring home that the game and go through to the grand finals. Anything can still happen. Overall, like I said, very lovely games. All very close. And that is actually just... I love that. It could have gone every which way. So here we go. 20 seconds left. TX actually unreadying Utanada as well. They might still change something. They now go for 3 215Bs, leaving out the STB. And here we go. Countdown clock has begun. 1 second into the 8th match. And we are very, very close to knowing who's going through to the grand finals. Because if T&M wins this game, we get to go to the tiebreaker. And then the pressure is definitely on both teams. So let's see what happens. The 215Bs having a very prominent role this whole Twister Cup. With the consumables that they have. It is not really a surprise. It has always been a very strong tank. But those consumables have basically given it the edge that it needed. We have E7 heading towards the base C. They're going to be meeting 2 T22s there. Tracking shot by Olaf, but no damage done for it. Shots fired, overall no damage. And Mulan is there with them. In the meantime, we are seeing a Batchat that has spotted the 215Bs. And we see the 268 taking his first shot. Base A being kept, base C not even being kept. They're going after the T22s. Big hit into Mulan again. Too aggressive gameplay by Mulan. They are not going for the bases. They are going for the push. But it's costing them pretty much a whole Mulan in order to make this happen. And with the 268 right behind him, Mon might be in a lot of trouble. Look at this, the HP just vanishing from Ariel. And they do take him out, but at what cost? 268 turning around to get the shot in. Oof. Overall, E7 has massively gambled this, and it doesn't look like it's going to work. They've lost way too much HP for this. Even though they've taken out one gun, they've lost nearly 2 guns themselves. Olaf moving in. 268 taking out Ariel there. There goes Utenade. Anything can still happen. We have entered a very early brawl stage. But HP wise, E7 still has the HP advantage, mainly because they have the gun advantage, but they need to make it work. And Elsa is just steadily being absolutely obliterated. There goes Olaf. There goes Abyss. It can go every which way, but they need to take out. They need to focus fire. Zatku almost gone. There he goes, but Elsa is also gone. Solo taking massive hit damage here. It is 4 versus 3. It can go every which way as long as they focus fire. Merida focusing on an entirely different direction. The Batchat still reloading. Cinderella taking out Solo. And now it is 4 versus 2. It looks to be going in E7's direction. I have to take back what I said, because it looked like they were pushing too aggressively. Mulan losing so much HP so early. Mulan's still alive. Somehow. He really shouldn't be. And now Chariot is almost gone. And he shoots and he misses. And it's the Batchat that takes him home. And E7 is through to the grand finals. Well done. Very aggressive push. But it worked out. And now E7 is through to the grand finals tomorrow versus Feast. Wow. What games, guys, honestly. I hope you've been enjoying these half as much as I have, because this is just epic. I love that it's been so close every single game. I love that I was wrong saying that this is likely going to go for TNM, E7 throwing it away, losing that much HP. But their focus fire was on point and it was better than TNM's. So even though they lost tanks, they made it work. Very well done. So that is basically it for me tonight. For Asia's server, that is. For you tonight, still afternoon here, but still. So that means that tomorrow we get to see Feast versus E7 in the grand finals. And I'm absolutely loving that because, to be fair, these two are my favorite teams. Like I've said before, I follow E7 for a reason, because I like that they take it not too seriously. But Feast has performed so well. I have great friends in there, at least people I consider very great friends. And I'm loving this. Because regardless who wins tomorrow, one of my favorites is going to take it home. So that's actually epic. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You should have all the rewards if you have been watching from the beginning. And that is it for me tonight. Thank you so much. It's been my absolute pleasure to do this. It's been my absolute pleasure to see these matches, because what games these were. Seriously. Really cool. So, shameless plug for myself, don't forget to like, subscribe and look into my giveaway that is going on. Don't forget to like and subscribe Rolling Swarm as well, because he does a fantastic job into the tournament commentary as well. And I will see you later today for the EU stream, and otherwise later today for the NA stream, and otherwise tomorrow for the Asia stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the teams for their absolutely epic gameplay, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.